Mike Tyson has issued a major warning to Jake Paul as their highly anticipated showdown approaches. The boxing legend has officially kicked off his training camp, leaving onlookers in awe with his lightning-fast hand speed and devastating power. The video showcases Mike Tyson pushing himself through an intense training session alongside his coach, Rafael Cordero, as they hone his pad work and build his endurance. As the session wraps up, Tyson delivers a chilling message directed straight at Jake Paul, sending shivers down viewers' spines. But that's not all. Tyson has now issued yet another terrifying warning for Paul, raising the stakes even higher. Meanwhile, in a podcast episode with Joe Rogan, Mike Tyson opened up about a tense encounter he had with Jake Paul. Tyson recalled crossing paths with Paul, emphasizing that they were in close proximity, essentially sharing the same space. This unexpected meeting took place while Tyson was on someone's boat where Paul also happened to be. Joe Rogan reacted by highlighting the massive scale a fight between them could reach, noting the immense global interest it would generate. In response, Mike Tyson eagerly embraced the idea, expressing his enthusiasm and signaling his willingness to make it happen. Campbell Hatton has raised concerns over the viral training clips of Mike Tyson, suggesting they might be misleading fans into believing that Tyson is fully prepared to take on Jake Paul in the ring. Hatton believes these videos are being strategically used to justify the fight, warning that people are getting carried away by Tyson's intimidating presence in training. However, he emphasized that age is a crucial factor, pointing out that despite Tyson's legendary punching power, enduring multiple rounds and absorbing blows at 57 years old presents a serious challenge. Hatton also expressed concern about the potential negative impact of Tyson's loss on young, impressionable fans who have been captivated by his training clips. He cautioned that if Paul knocks out Tyson due to his age and declining resistance, it could send the wrong message to newcomers who have been introduced to boxing through YouTube. Meanwhile, Jake Paul has responded to Tyson's latest ominous warning. When Tyson questioned whether Paul still wanted to go through with the fight, the YouTuber-turned-boxer wasted no time in tweeting, "Yes, I do." Paul is entering this fight riding a wave of 3 consecutive victories, with his last 2 wins coming against lower-ranked professional opponents. In a recent interview, he admitted he was still struggling to grasp the reality of facing a boxing icon like Tyson. He said he couldn't believe it, describing it as surreal. He was still trying to process and comprehend the situation. When they faced off for the first time, he started laughing, stepped away, and thought to himself, "Bro, what the hell is going on?" While Tyson and Paul have already squared off for the fight announcement, fans are now eagerly awaiting the official press conference. Although no official date has been set, insiders suggest it could take place as early as next month. Until then, fans can continue enjoying the intense warnings and training footage from both fighters. Paul remains locked in and ready for battle, stating confidently, "Sign the contract, big boy. No problem." Saturday, July 20. See you there, buddy. Upon hearing the news of Tyson vs. Paul, boxing legend Oscar de la Hoya voiced concerns over Tyson's well-being. The CEO of Golden Boy Promotions questioned the wisdom of Tyson facing an opponent nearly 3 decades younger, stating that he had been saying from the beginning that Jake Paul actually had the potential to become a world champion, but only if he took the right path. He insisted that this fight against Mike Tyson was not the right one for him. De la Hoya discussed the pros and cons of the matchup, suggesting that Paul should follow a traditional boxing career path by facing top-ranked opponents rather than pursuing a spectacle fight with Tyson. However, he also acknowledged Tyson's ability to end the fight with a single devastating punch. He pointed out that Mike Tyson was almost 60 years old, while Jake Paul was in his mid-20s. If Jake Paul truly wanted to take boxing seriously, he should be fighting top contenders, working his way up the rankings, and challenging world champions rather than taking this route with Tyson. Despite his reservations, De La Hoya admitted that Tyson still possessed frightening knockout power. Reflecting on Tyson's 2020 exhibition bout against Roy Jones Jr., he noted that Tyson looked impressive even in his later years. He said that the last thing to go in a fighter was their power, and if Tyson caught Paul clean, it would be lights out. Interestingly, Tyson himself has previously spoken positively about Paul's foray into the boxing world. As early as April 2022, Tyson acknowledged Paul's impact on the sport, saying that he loved that Paul had jumped into boxing. He explained that people didn't understand that boxing needed someone like him. At that stage, the greatest fighters weren't even facing each other, and Jake Paul was bringing fresh energy to the game. Looking back on his journey, Paul recently reflected on how far he had come in just a few short years. He recalled how, in just his second professional fight, he had gone viral for knocking out Nate Robinson on Mike Tyson's undercard. Now, less than 4 years later, he was stepping into the ring against Tyson himself. He said it was time to find out if he had what it took to beat one of boxing's most feared legends. Meanwhile, Olympic boxing medalist Tony Jeffries has also weighed in, eager to share his expertise and insights on the highly anticipated showdown. Tony Jeffries was asked if he had ever considered the possibility of Mike Tyson, the legendary boxer, stepping into the ring to assert his dominance against a younger fighter. In response, Jeffries offered a thoughtful and sincere reflection on the matter. He stated that Tyson had nothing left to prove and warned of the potential consequences if the fight went badly for him. He expressed concern that if Tyson suffered a brutal knockout, younger generations might only remember him as the aging boxer who was defeated by Jake Paul. Jeffries didn't stop at discussing Tyson's legacy. He also turned his attention to what the fight could mean for Jake Paul. He acknowledged the significant opportunity this matchup presents for Paul, highlighting that the bout could elevate his status in the boxing world. "I think this fight is great for Jake, but not for Mike," he asserted. Meanwhile, former NBA star Steven Jackson has also voiced his concerns about the upcoming fight. Speaking on an episode of the All the Smoke podcast, Jackson, a longtime admirer of Tyson, reflected on the boxing icon's turbulent life journey, emphasizing how Tyson had endured his struggles and continued to thrive despite them. However, he admitted he was worried about what this fight could do to Tyson's legacy. "I just don't want him to go out there and risk everything by fighting a guy like Jake Paul," Jackson said. While he acknowledged Paul's success, he couldn't hide his concern over the potential fallout if Paul were to knock out Tyson. He even went as far as suggesting that such an outcome might provoke a strong reaction from Tyson's loyal fans. "If he knocks Mike Tyson out, I'm just telling you somebody's going to be waiting outside for him," Jackson remarked, underscoring the deep respect Tyson commands in the boxing community and the high-stakes nature of this fight. With tensions rising and opinions divided, the bout between Tyson and Paul continues to generate heated discussions across the boxing and sports world.